before I knew what was happening, the baby was coming out right on the staircase. A lot of pregnant women and children die avoidable deaths. I've met quite a number of pregnant women who had no idea that they were carrying more than one baby in their womb.
In a world brimming with innovation and progress, there exists a harsh reality for millions of mothers and babies. For them, the miracle of childbirth is overshadowed by the looming threat of death. As of 2020, Nigeria's maternal and child mortality rate soared to a heart-wrenching 1,047 deaths per 100,000 live births, ranking it the third highest in the world. This means that every 2 hours in Nigeria, a mother loses her life-giving birth, and every 6 hours, a child takes its first breath, only to have it cruelly snatched away. Eden Venture Group is determined to tackle the unique challenges faced by mothers, newborns, and children by ensuring access to quality healthcare services. The fight against maternal and child mortality in Nigeria is far from over, but with every voice raised and every action taken, we can rewrite the story.
One of the reasons I advocate for maternal and child care in Nigeria is because I strongly believe that they are the foundation for any nation's healthcare. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million people, and a huge chunk of that, above half, are women. And we need to understand that focusing on the women and their healthcare, especially the mothers and children, would basically mean a better country for us all. I was exposed to a lot of pregnant women and children die avoidable deaths. These are things that could be avoided. Newborn babies not living to see past the 28th day, women coming into the hospital heavily pregnant, but had seen no antenatal care. Some of them came in from prayer houses. There was this pregnant woman who was trying to climb the staircase. She was heavily pregnant, and I could tell she was in labor, but she was alone. And before I knew what was happening, the baby was coming out right on the staircase. We delivered the baby just right there and then because we couldn't wait. We couldn't take her upstairs. That was the first time I was seeing this woman. It was the circumstances surrounding the pregnancy. She had actually tried the initial phases of labor in a prayer house. And it was only when things became complicated that they came to the hospital. We need to educate our women to know that they are in charge of their bodies and they can do what's best for themselves and the baby that's in their womb. This is just one of the systemic issues that I've noticed. You know, it's almost like when you bring a constant form, women in places of practice just simply hand it over to their husband and he has the final say. If he says, I push it out, I push it out. If he says, I have a cesarean section, I have a cesarean section, without realizing that the person really at risk is the woman and not the man. There's a very popular but cliche saying that says, tough times don't last, but tough people do. I want to honestly believe that practicing in one of the toughest areas has kind of made me the person I am. The message to healthcare professionals that are practicing in really difficult and dire situations is, please hang on there. You never know whose life, whose future you might be saving by simply just being dedicated at your job. You might be the only person between life and death for many women and children, especially in Nigeria. So as long as you're in that watch, stay there. Tough times don't last. Tough people will.
Let's create a world where every birth is a celebration. Join the conversation now. Visit www.edenventuregroup.com/MNCH to learn more.